Costco is a treasure hunt as well as a warehouse. However, not all deals are as wonderful as they seem. You risk missing out on significant discounts if you're not paying attention, or worse, overspending on unnecessary items. Today, I'm revealing the coded language that most Costco customers simply ignore on their price tags. You won't ever regret a purchase after learning these tips. Let's figure out what those symbols and numbers mean. Let's start with the most important secret that most consumers are unaware of. The seemingly innocuous numbers on Costco's price tags are actually communicating a hidden language. You'll know precisely when to pass and when to buy after you've cracked the code. A price that ends in .97 indicates a clearance item that has been lowered from its original price, not merely a random reduction. Imagine it as discovering undiscovered gems concealed in the aisles. Next, watch for prices that finish in .49 or .79. These unique manager markdowns frequently indicate that the store needs to quickly get rid of its inventory. If you see one of these, you might be able to grab a big offer before it disappears. The actual jackpot though? Recognizing the small asterisk at the price tag's top right corner. In a sense, that tiny star is yelling last chance. It indicates that once the item sells out, it won't be refilled. 2. Buying in bulk isn't necessarily a good deal. The idea that purchasing in bulk always results in cost savings is one of the most pervasive Costco fallacies. That isn't always the case in practice. According to research, over 70% of consumers believe that buying in bulk inevitably results in discounts. However, this is just untrue. The cost per unit is important. Suppose you had your eye on a huge 24-bar granola pack. Sounds like a good deal, doesn't it? However, if you look at the price per bar, you may discover that purchasing a smaller pack during a promotion at your neighborhood grocery shop is really less expensive. The same is true of that enormous bottle of olive oil. Although it may appear remarkable, it is only a false sense of savings if the price per ounce is more than that of the standard size. 3. The true origin of the well-known rotisserie chicken, which costs $4.99. Most likely, you've heard about Costco's renowned rotisserie chicken, which costs $4.99. At this point, it's almost retail legend. Even if the cost of chicken has increased by around 30%, that price hasn't changed in more than 10 years. And here's the thing. Their chickens are far larger than those found in most supermarkets, weighing an average of about 3 pounds when cooked, as opposed to competitors' usual 2-pound birds. So why is it so inexpensive? It's a calculated move. Unbelievably, Costco loses up to $40 million annually on each chicken they sell in order to maintain that price point. Doesn't it sound crazy? But the insanity is accompanied by talent. You must pass countless aisles of enticing merchandise in order to get the chicken, which is always located at the back of the store. It's likely that your basket is already stocked with large condiments, bulk munchies, and possibly a new air fryer you weren't even aware you wanted by the time you found that delicious bird. 4. The rotisserie chicken's role as bait and its effectiveness. Retail gurus refer to that delicious $4.99 chicken as a loss leader, which is a product that is offered at a discount to get customers into the store. And it functions flawlessly. Customers who only come in for the chicken wind up spending an additional $25 on impulsive purchases, according to studies. You're the mouse, and your credit card is getting a serious workout. It's similar to laying a cheese trap for a mouse. Avoid falling into the trap. Have a strategy the next time you make a hurried trip to Costco simply to get the chicken. Don't look at that wall of giant food packs. Make a list and follow it. Later, your wallet will appreciate it. The allure is obvious. Those enormous bundles virtually shout, "Buy more, save more." That makes sense, doesn't it? A 24-pack of paper towels from your neighborhood shop for 60 cents each roll rather than $12? Who wouldn't take advantage of that? Purchasing in bulk can undoubtedly reduce your cost per unit by 20 to 40%, particularly if you share the expense with roommates or a large family. Food waste, however, is where things may go wrong. Nearly 40% of American food is currently wasted, costing the typical household roughly $3,000 annually. The fifth issue is perishables. Let's discuss perishable foods, one of the most common mistakes made when purchasing in bulk. That enormous package of greens for salads? Before you can say, "I promise I'll eat more vegetables this week," it goes from crispy to slimy. And let's not even talk about the spices. Did you know that after only 6 months, the majority of spices lose their flavor? However, Costco offers them in enough-sized pots to season a whole army's meal. After a while, that enormous tub of paprika is just pricey, tasteless dust unless you're preparing food for a restaurant. 6. Premium brands masquerading as Kirkland's secret identity. Some Kirkland signature products are more than simply store-brand imitations, according to this little-known Costco trick. The same producers as well-known national brands make them. Take Kirkland batteries, for instance. Produced by Duracell. Their vodka? Produced at the same factory in France as Grey Goose. Huggies and Kirkland diapers are made in the same factory. Because Costco doesn't spend money on gaudy advertisements or celebrity endorsements, you're essentially receiving top quality at a 15% to 30% lower price. 7. Kirkland items aren't always successful. Be aware that not every item bearing that recognizable brand lives up to the hype before you load your cart with everything Kirkland. Here are a few that don't measure up. Compared to Bounty, paper towels are less absorbent and more likely to tear. Compared to Tide, laundry detergent has trouble with stubborn stains. Light tuna has a mushy texture and is less expensive than quality tuna. Bacon cooks erratically and shrinks a lot, leaving you to wonder if half of it simply disappears. Although Kirkland toilet paper has sold over 1 million units, some customers vouch for it while others claim it is simply not strong enough. How to make Costco work for you. The art of effective bulk purchasing. Choose bulk purchases that will actually save you money without wasting it if you want to get the most out of your Costco membership. Purchase non-perishable items that are used frequently, such as coffee beans, laundry detergent, and toilet paper. And when you reach for that 3-pound bag of spinach or that enormous pack of chicken thighs, ask yourself, can I really utilize this before it goes bad? Knowing what to buy and when to leave is the key to smart Costco buying. When buying in bulk makes sense and when it's simply too much of a good thing. It goes without saying that Kirkland items are typically very affordable. Let's face it, though, certain things fall short. Among the most contentious? Toilet paper. Its abrasive texture has been the subject of numerous complaints on online forums. One reviewer notably remarked, "Great price, but feels like low-grit sandpaper on sensitive areas." Sometimes, your posterior might just prefer that you spend more money on a softer brand. Astute Costco customers are aware that Kirkland products should be chosen carefully. Some may not live up to the hype, but many are great bargains. Make sure you're not sacrificing comfort for discounts by doing your homework before adding items to your cart. Free samples. A trap for astute shoppers. Everyone has been served a bite of cheesecake or a tiny cup of mac and cheese while browsing Costco. It's essentially a feast on wheels. In a practice affectionately referred to as the Costco lunch, some members even make jokes about preparing an entire dinner out of these samples. In the 1980s, Costco was among the first to use the free sample approach. Their yearly investment in this initiative ranges from $5 to $10 million. No, these aren't simply any staff distributing meals. Rather, it's a well-organized operation managed by outside vendors who adhere to stringent hygienic standards. Because, let's face it, dubious handling spoils free food more quickly than anything else. The brilliant thing is that Costco's decision to give away those samples has psychological underpinnings rather than merely being a gesture of kindness. According to the reciprocity principle, you feel compelled to buy the thing in return. Samples can increase sales by 30% and for new products, by 200%, according to research. You now understand why if you have ever gone in for toilet paper and left with a large bag of pesto ravioli. The science of slow shopping, using freebies to manage crowds. Although you may believe that the samples are merely intended to entice your palate, they also have a secondary function, crowd control. These sample stations slow you down and expose you to more items by creating natural traffic bottlenecks. According to studies, customers who sample typically spend 20 to 30 minutes more in the store than those who don't. Additionally, you're more likely to purchase items you didn't intend to buy the longer you're in the store. Additionally, Costco places high-margin products in close proximity to well-known sampling stations. Costco's unambiguous return policy is nearly legendary in the retail industry. Members are permitted to return nearly anything, even years after making a purchase, including soiled food and gently used apparel. In one well-known tale, a boss accepted a pressure cooker that was 15 years old without examination. Although handling more than $5 billion in returns a year may seem like a loss, Costco views it as an investment in their loyal customers. Approximately 85% of members cite the return policy as one of the main factors influencing their decision to renew. When you buy something, you have the assurance that you can return it if it doesn't work out. Yes, Costco is relying on that very thing. You don't even need a receipt because the system connects each purchase to your membership card. Naturally, though, not everything can be returned indefinitely. Costco's return policy, when ingenuity degenerates into mayhem. After some members became overly astute, Costco had to set some limits. There is now a 90-day return policy for electronics, and there are particular limitations on expensive goods like alcohol, tobacco, and jewels. Items that are special order? Last sale. One startling fact is that some individuals were actually renting large screens for events like the Super Bowl and returning them the next day before Costco imposed the 90-day return policy on TVs. I can't claim it wasn't smart, but Costco clearly saw the opportunity. The strange realm of no questions asked is back. Some of the most outrageous retail tales you'll ever hear are the result of Costco's renowned return policy. Half-eaten cakes, dead Christmas trees that were returned in January, and even empty wine bottles with complaints that the contents didn't meet expectations are all on the table. One member even returned a used smoker grill that had cigarette butts inside of it. But the most ridiculous of all, maybe? After 8 years, someone returned a sofa because it lost its bounce. Well done, but if you're planning to upgrade your furniture over the course of 10 years, you might want to reconsider your approach. Unexpectedly, Costco doesn't completely reject these outrageous returns. Rather, they monitor abuse trends and only cancel memberships when an individual exhibits a pattern of excessive returns. Members remain passionately loyal even when costs increase, in large measure because of this forgiving stance. Hot dog combos for $1.50, an everlasting legacy. Costco's famous $1.50 hot dog and Coke combo is one of the few items that engenders the most devotion. Despite the skyrocketing rate of inflation, that price hasn't changed since 1985. That combo should cost far over $4 when adjusted for the current economy, yet Costco won't increase the price. But principle and brand identity are more important than merely the cuisine. Once, executives proposed raising prices, but Costco's management quickly shut it down. Intense? One boss even famously declared, "I will kill you if you raise the price of the hot dog." Perhaps. However, it demonstrates how much Costco values this custom. Costco sells more than 100 million hot dog combos annually, which is 4 times the total number of hot dog combos sold at all Major League Baseball stadiums in a single season. Furthermore, they little profit from them in spite of the enormous volume. The factory solution to creating a hot dog empire. When suppliers began raising the price of hot dogs in 2009, Costco chose not to pass the expense along to its customers. They instead constructed their own hot dog factory in Los Angeles, followed by one in Chicago. Costco is thought to save $7 to $8 million a year as a result of its vertical integration. In other words, Costco just became the provider instead of negotiating with vendors. However, it's not only about satisfying hungry customers, it's also psychological. That last pleasurable moment as you leave the store is referred to by marketers as a closing impression. That $1.50 hot dog makes you feel like you won, even if you just spent $400 on bulk foods. Increasing loyalty. Many members make one more trip after that inexpensive, filling meal. Costco gas. With an annual gas production of about 4 billion gallons, Costco has quietly grown to become one of the biggest fuel dealers in America. 2 tanker trucks from New York to Los Angeles and back could be filled with that. Costco, which has more than 500 gas stations around the US, offers pricing that are usually 20 to 44 cents less per gallon than rivals. That's about $3 to $6 saved on each fill-up for a 15-gallon tank. Some even organize whole journeys for the sole purpose of refueling. The best part is that, when compared to fast food options, consuming only one hot dog combo per week can save enough money to pay for a basic membership. One inexpensive lunch and one full tank at a time is how Costco cultivates customer loyalty. Then there is Costco's enormous purchasing power. Due to their large fuel purchases, they are able to bargain for extremely low wholesale costs. The payment technique comes next. At the pump, Costco only takes debit or Costco credit cards. This eliminates the credit card processing fees that most stations include in their pricing, which are normally around 3%. Just savings, no extravagance. Above all, Costco does not view gas as a source of profit. Fuel is viewed as a member benefit rather than a revenue generator, much like their $4.99 rotisserie chickens. In contrast to the industry average of 15 to 20 cents per gallon, their fuel margins are extremely small, usually ranging from 7 to 10 cents. Costco seems indifferent to the fact that some gas stations barely make a profit. Their goal is to keep you satisfied. There's a catch, of course: the notorious lines. There is always a drawback to anything wonderful, and for Costco gas, that drawback is waiting. You understand the difficulty if you've ever attempted to refuel on a weekend morning, at lunch, or just before a holiday. Lines may be 15 to 20 minutes long. Some participants joke that they had to bring a lunch in order to make it through the wait, just to consume it while waiting in the food court queue. Astute Costco patrons are aware that it is most likely 3 a.m. if there is no line at the gas station. Or the end of the world. The fire hose trick you were unaware of. One peculiar tiny benefit? Those hoses are so long. No matter how you park, Costco's gas pumps are made to allow the hose to reach both sides of your vehicle. Get your tank on the right side without doing awkward U-turns. In fact, they are so lengthy that some new members think they are fire apparatus. Employee joke: Costco's hoses would likely reach the next state if they were laid out end to end. The Costco Shop Card, no obligation membership. Do you want to check out Costco without becoming a member? Introducing the Costco Shop Card, a gift card that enables non-members to make online and in-store purchases. They can be purchased for $25 to $2,000 and are accepted at any Costco location exactly like cash for purchases of goods, food court meals, petrol, and even prescription drugs. Additionally, Costco's shop cards never expire, in contrast to some gift cards. In fact, they may outlive the enormous box of granola bars you purchased with them. This is how it operates. These cards can only be bought or reloaded by members. To stop customers from evading the system, Costco rigorously validates membership during the purchasing process. Ultimately, the $4 billion in yearly dues won't be enough to keep it safe. Nevertheless, some astute consumers have discovered a workaround. They ask friends who have memberships to purchase them shop cards. It has evolved into a sort of unauthorized sharing network that allows visitors to explore before joining. Costco is aware of this and really? They accept it in a way. It serves as a sample program that frequently converts inquisitive web browsers into active members. Imagine it like sneaking through the backstage door during a concert. Although it's technically against the rules, nobody will stop you if you enter the place like you belong. A little-known benefit is that Costco shop cards are accepted abroad. If you purchase one in the United States, you may use it in Canada, Mexico, the United Kingdom, or Japan with equal ease. It is comparable to the Costco passport for thrifty travelers. Giving someone a global Costco passport is analogous to that. Loyalty is Costco's true secret weapon, whether it's using the shop card loophole, finding cheap meals, or saving money on gas. Even if it means standing in line or traversing a labyrinth of enormous food packs, this company is steadfastly committed to maintaining reasonable costs, great quality, and returning members. But the true secret to becoming an expert at Costco is this. Knowing when to stock up and when to sell is more important than simply buying in excess. The next time you're shopping for just chicken, stop and consider the psychological magic that's going on all around you. Saving money isn't the only consideration, from the $1.50 hot dog to the gas pump outside. Making you feel like a winner each and every time you leave is the goal. In case you discovered something new today, hit the like button. This video may inexplicably vanish when the grid fails. Tell us in the comments what your survival IQ is. Could you survive without electricity for 30 days? Tell me below. Don't forget to see the video, How I Survived 72 Hours with Only a $10 Kit, that will be released next week. To ensure you don't miss it, make sure you have notifications enabled and are subscribed. Be ready. Remain alert. I'll see you later.